Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Mr. Rodriguez, and this is the Mr. Rodriguez Show. Thank you for tuning in to episode 3. If you've been following along the whole time, which I've had some pictures from some people that have been, thank you again. Otherwise, today's going to be a little different, medium, as you would say. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go outside, because actually I'm filming in my basement right now, but it's beautiful outside. So we're going to go outside and we're going to do a photography lesson today. And the thing about photography is anybody can do it. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. But there's things that are right within your reach that you can use to take a good photograph. For example, your phone, your mom's phone, your dad's phone. So we're going to use whatever camera you have available. You can use a nice camera if your mom or dad will let you. You can use a cell phone. It all works. It's great. That's the cool thing about photography these days. Because beforehand, when I was a young kid, photography was taken on a camera that had film loaded into it. You could only take like maybe 28 pictures, 30 pictures. When you were done with the pictures, you had to take the roll of film out and you had to take it to the store, and you would wait for 2 weeks for the film to come back, and then you would be able to see your pictures. You wouldn't be able to see your pictures until literally that 2 weeks was up. And if you had a bad photo, you had a bad photo and you had to deal with it. Photography today, I can literally take a photo, I don't like it, I can delete it. I can take a photo, I can see the photo immediately, I can post it online for everybody to see. Photography is a way different tool than it was 20 years ago. We're going to need a couple things, like I said. First, you're going to need some sort of camera. Again, it can be a nice camera that your parents have, it can be a digital camera, it can be a cell phone that takes good photos. We're going to practice a couple methods with this. So as long as you're able to take a digital photograph, sweet. It's a couple things that I want to talk about when using a camera. Now, whether it be your cell phone, whether it be a nice camera like this, all the cameras essentially do the same job. They take a photograph. So, a couple things I just want to talk about here. When you are not taking a photo, there's something called a shutter that's inside here, that's inside our cell phone. And this shutter, I want you to think about it like an eye. So here's my eye right here, and my eye is closed. That means right now, as my camera sits like this, it is closed. My eye is closed in my camera. Now when I take the photo, what I'm going to do is you're going to open the shutter. And how you do that is you take your photo. So what happened right there is my shutter opened, it received information of what I was taking the picture of, and then it closed. It's pretty simple. If I'm taking a picture on my cell phone right here, again, I'm looking, here's the photo right here. Okay, it took the photo, it opened up the shutter, it collected the information of the photo, and it put it right here so I can see it. So, what we're going to do, we're going to get outside here. Now this can be, you could be watching this days from when this was filmed. You could be watching this and doing this on your phone as we're walking outside together. I'm going to let you do it however you want to do it. You don't even have to wait for the same time of day. Let's say you want to get the sunset. Go outside and photograph the sunset while you watch this video. Just take a couple of these rules that we use and put it to play here. Now, a little mindfulness from Mr. Becker.
Hello, hello, Chandler Woods families, students, anybody else who might be listening. Mr. Becker here for episode 2 of Mindful Minutes. Really appreciate all the feedback from episode 1. Actually had a few people reach out to me and talk to me about some of the mindful breaths they were sneaking in and how it was making a big difference. So kind of stuff feels amazing. Thank you guys so much. Episode 2 here. So This comes from a lesson that I do with my middle school students called Mindfulness in Nature. So we talk a lot about some of the research about how nature can have much of the same impact on us as mindfulness does, as far as making us less stressed, just feeling good. So one thing that we do within that lesson is we go out on a mindful walk out in the woods around the school, and rather than just kind of taking it all in, we do something that we call zooming in. So that's the one thing I wanted to share with you guys today, is this idea of zooming in. So what we mean is you take one thing, whether it's a flower, an acorn, a pine cone, whatever it may be, you just take that one thing and you zoom in on that thing. So you're looking at it closely. I always tell people to try to look at it as if it's something that you've never ever seen before, and look at it with that sense of curiosity and openness, and really study it for 1 minute, 2 minutes. Take a few mindful breaths after you're done, and it's a great way to help you feel a little bit relaxed, a little bit more calm, and a little bit more present. So yeah, again, just to kind of remind you about that one, zooming in, real simple thing. But next time you go outside, I encourage you to find one thing and really zoom in on that thing for 1 whole minute. See how that feels for you. Yeah, that'll be it for now. Remember, so sneaking in those mindful breaths, find something to zoom in on, and you guys have an awesome day. See you later.
We are going to do, we're going to look at the rule of thirds. Now, if you're looking in your camera, what you want to do is you want to see what is it that you're looking for. Okay? Now, I'm going to hold up my phone here, and I'm going to actually turn it on here, and you can see that right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this into the rule of thirds here. So, if I'm taking a picture of my tire, we're looking right here, this back tire that's on your left. What I've done there is I've taken my composition and I broke it up into 3 parts. So you can see right here in the photo. Where does your eye go? Your eye goes directly to the tire on the left. And then your eye moves along the rest of the car there. That is the rule of thirds right there. That is taking a composition, breaking it up into 3 parts, 3 even parts, and then you want to have your eye go in one of the sections. Now, you can do 2 of the sections, that's totally fine. If I were to take this and go into 2, then I would get right up in there. What you don't want to do though, what kind of takes it away is, let's say I'm going to break my rule of thirds and this is going to be my photo right here. That kind of gives an uneven balance right there. So if you're going to do the rule of thirds, you want to make sure that it's either on this side or that side right there, not in the center. That kind of makes your, I mean, you can do some photography off center or in the center like that, but you really want to have a balanced composition first. All right, so I've found something that I want to take a photograph of. I'm looking right straight ahead here. Can anybody tell me what I want to take a photo of? Well, it should probably be the only thing that your eye goes with, or your eye goes to, which is this trimmed bush right here. Now, I've broken the composition up into 3 sections here. You can see right here, this is the left side right here, broken it up right here. This is empty space over here. That way our eye goes directly towards this. Okay, so what I got right here is I got a setup where I'm going to use 2 of the 3/3 here. And what I want you to do is just pay attention to how I break that and graph it out, because it's going to be a little different composition with a lot of busyness going on and one part that is not so busy. Now, I'm using the 2/3 part with a lot going on, and then the one part is not so busy at all. And I want you to pay attention to where your eye goes first. So we're gonna walk around, we're gonna find some stuff to take some more photos of. Let's go. Here's my composition right here. You can see that I've taken my rule of thirds right there. All right, and now what I'm gonna do is, you can see that I want your eye to come right there. Go right there. And that's exactly what it does. Broken up in the rule of thirds right there, and I'm using this is my busy part, and this right here is not so busy. That's where I want the eye to go. I want you to go right down that power line right there. All right, so we have now learned how to successfully do a photo using the rule of thirds. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna add a little spice to it. We're gonna add a little thing called contrast. And contrast is one of my favorite things in art, period. If you need a reminder what contrast is, lights versus darks. That means we're gonna use the background. It can either be a dark color or a light color. And then what's in the foreground is gonna be the opposite of that. It's going to be a light or a dark, and we're going to have the contrast lead our eye in the direction that it wants to go in. So we're going to look at this utility pole right here, this power line. All right, so I'm looking at this power line right here. We got a lot going on here. What I'm going to do is, you can see the contrast above me here, the sky. I have a chicken near me. The sky, and then the utility pole, the power line, is actually the dark part here. So if I'm going to put this into the rule of thirds, oh, there's one right there. Look at that. Not only is the busyness all in the foreground, it is not busy at all in the background, which lets your eye travel right to the power line. I saw being interrupted by my chickens as a good opportunity here. As Mr. Hammond would like to say, opportunity.
Yeah, that's right.
We are going to take some pictures of these. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find a good composition here, utilizing what I've learned. Bingo. Right there, I just had my chicken. Her name is Reverend Mother. I named her after the character in Sound of Music because she sings all the time. And she just did her part right there, and she just basically set herself right up in the rule of thirds right there. That's pretty sweet. All right, here she comes. Hi, girl. How are ya? Alright, so that kind of wraps up our walk here, but what I want to do is, I've had a lot of artwork that was shared with me and a lot of pictures of you guys working on your artwork, and I wanted to share those because there's been some really, really awesome stuff, and I'm so glad that you guys are still creating, even though we're not in school right now. So, what we're going to do is we're just going to take a look at some of that artwork before we say goodbye here. All right, thank you again for tuning into the Mr. Rodriguez Show here. Today's landscape photography. We went outside. We learned about the rule of thirds. And we paid attention to how we can do contrast in photography. So what I want you to do today is I would love for you to share those photos with me. So moms, dads, please send them my way. Send them to my email. Share them with the Facebook group. Facebook page, share them with the Instagram, Mr. Rodriguez Art Room on the Instagram. Remember, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel where you can be notified for all these episodes. There's more coming. Like I said, I'm going to try to do about 2 per week here. So, thank you again for tuning in. I hope you guys are having a good one.